Hey, this is Thrand. I wanted to do this as a reply to what some of the people have said to me. They don't understand that, like a katana, if I line this up where I'm hitting here, and I'm using two hands, okay? This is the reach. It doesn't matter if I step forward or whatever, I've still got the same reach from my shoulders. Straight out is the longest reach you can have to actually hit the tip, or if you want it a little further, whatever. But if you're doing one-handed, I'm staying perfectly balanced here, and I have it here. I can get this much more reach one-handed and still be on balance. See the difference? Come back here, here. Also, if you're aiming down, all of a sudden I can't reach this arm. As you see down here, I can't reach the leg. Now, of course, I can step forward, but still it's the same distance from my shoulders. Where I can reach here, I can't reach down here. So the whole idea of a warrior dropping low, let's say to duck or to reach, is he can hit here. The blade is far enough in that you can actually get a cut to the leg, as well as up here. But if I try from here, I literally have to slide out further to reach. So that's what I'm talking about in the video when I talk about reach, and one-handers do have more reach due to the length of the arm and the extension. And sometimes it would be an advantage, let's say it's single sword, if you were fighting or something, to literally drop low and cut out to get out of the way. Okay. Here's what we were saying about that dropping technique. If I'm here and I can hit him, which of course his shield's in the way, he doesn't even have to do anything. He can put his arm straight out or even punch straight out down and I can't get anything. But as I was saying, I can hit him, but let's say he knows he can hit me and he tries, boom, I can hit the inside of his leg. I can step back into that. But if he swings down, he has to step in to hit me. So that does give me the advantage to get to a limb or a leg, even especially better in single sword. So it's really not that bad a technique. It can be done off to one side. It can be done as you're going by. Another point I'd like to make with something like the katana, the proper technique on cutting is a wrenching motion. So you get even less reach with this. Because on a European sword, you would throw a shot out. Let's say you're throwing your blow to this branch here. It comes out. It's a cranking technique, right? This, to cut this branch, I have to do this. If you look, you do not have the same reach as you do trying to throw a shot out like that. So if I would cut the branch traditionally, it would actually be a wrenching type motion where my arms come down and push into it. Okay, on the European style cutting, the blade comes out and it's like this. So see how this goes inside the hand? That does eat up a little bit of the reach, but not too badly. And as you can see, he's got the same length weapon I do. And while we keep talking about reach, it has to do with being able to hit your opponent and him not being able to hit you effectively. So we both lay out here where I can lay him here on the shoulder, he'll hit me on the shoulder here, and both our blades are on here. That means I can hit him in the body, me in the body. Now, the single sword thing doesn't seem like a big deal, but I can hit him here with the same blade. I step back, but I've still got my reach where I can hit him and he could barely hit me. So it does make a difference. Now, we're not saying this is the biggest thing in the world, but a proper technique with the katana, he has to have his arm slightly bent into a wrenching motion as he cuts. Okay, in traditional kenjutsu, if the blade's cut with, it's done with that wrenching type technique. You notice I have less reach than I would like this. Whereas a European hand-and-a-half sword, it's a crank type thing. So they would they would crank it literally straight out to get maximum reach, like this, by cranking. Japanese, it's a slicing type motion. But since they're fighting against no shield, okay, what I wanted to explain also is since they're fighting with no shield, the type of technique coming in this way, fighting two-handed, honestly gives them a bit of protection. You've got a nice slicing motion with this blade, and anything coming in, the blade is in the way a lot of the time. Where if you do this cranking European style stuff, you're leaving yourself open. It's great for getting around shields when you have a proper opportunity and so on, but like in this demonstration here, if I was coming in to cut him, I can easily redirect the blade with it being that way, having protection. Or if I had it out like this to reach out and something were to be coming in, come on in, just drop it in like you're going to hit me. You can see what I'm saying. So anyway, I wanted to talk about combat and angles. Everybody thinks everybody moves back and forth like you see in the movies in strip line fencing. But actually, if you see this X pattern on the ground, 90% of everything in combat works off of moving at these angles. Whether you be a Viking, a Roman, anybody, it works off of these angles. Because if you're looking here at the ground, it's really not advantageous to go side to side. Because a lot of times you'll still get hit by a cut or so on. If you're moving in, you're moving into a safe zone. If you're moving out, you're moving away to maybe counter and attack the arm coming out or the leg. But almost everything works on these angles. Everything in the Viking and the Japanese style work on these type of angles. There are other techniques. I mean, heck, you could step in if you want. You'd be moving this way. You'd be here and step back, but you're still doing the same angles. That's the whole point I'm trying to get at, to move out of line. We'll use the up and down angle idea. We got it now. I'm standing with the shield in a neutral position. And as you can see, I'm stepping with the exact same angles as I was showing you, but using the shield as it pivots and turns. You don't have to get hit on the edge of the shield. You can allow at any time, if something comes in, like even overhead, to give a slight turn to it so you don't get a hit on the edge. Hey, this is Thrand. What I want to show you here is the Japanese fighting style. It looks like I can hit his leg really easy. But if I try a traditional type cut to his leg, that's all he's got to do. I'm not hitting the leg here. He can hit me instantly. I don't have time to come up. I mean, I could have tried to step farther over, but I'm still in the same situation. If I try a headshot because it looks like it's open, he really doesn't have anything open to hit. Let's say I come in and try a... I'm not getting anywhere with the wrenching technique. It's not going to get over the shield. I don't have time to react. I mean, you're saying I can cut the arm? No way. If I do it quickly, watch. I'm hit. It's over. Okay? Yes, cranking like this, I can get more range over something. But what we're trying to say here is that kendo, yeah, they'll crank out, but this is not a traditional Japanese technique. This is more of a European thing. Anyway, I'm sure somebody could come up with the idea. But let's say if I'm fighting him, and he's got this shield in a neutral position like this, and I try to fake him and make him block his head and go low, he doesn't have to hardly do anything. I can't get anything here. And another one, let's say the wakizashi. I'm standing here, let's say I pull an extra blade. Yes, this is a better advantage than not having any protection at all. But with that shield, in my vision, I mean, it's not bothering him like it is me. It's out in front of him. If I attack, he's got defense to his head, to his leg, without even barely moving. Okay? If that shield's out, I can't see that blade, and he attacks. How do I know where the blade's coming from? All I see is shield in my face. Try to push it out of the way, whatever. I've still got a blade at me before I know what's going on. I don't have time to do the traditional style of parrying and counterattacking at the same time. Alright? So the point we're getting at is basically this shield is a weapon. It could be used to punch with. It's not its primary function. Its primary function is to keep you alive. Cover up your sword. You can't see where the sword's coming from. And defend you. Okay, here we go. Another thing. Let's say if I do try to do something cool. I come in here, boom! He just punched my arm. If he would have hit full force, he could have broken my arm. I would have lost the sword. So this thing is a weapon too. We proved that as well. The other thing is they keep saying this thing gets cut through easily. This is rimmed with aluminum and hose. This is for an SCA shield. It's aluminum. Check this out. And that's the best I could do. I don't think you're going to go through this man that way. But anyway, as our surmise, that's the end of what we think about the two combat styles. Well, by the way guys, this shield's a lot weaker than the medieval counterpart, and all I could do is get about an inch and a quarter into this thing when I cut. And by the way, we're not trying to say that a katana wielder cannot kill a man with a longsword in a 9th century shield. Nor are we saying that a naginata can. Of course a naginata can. It's like a glaive. They use those in medieval history all the time. We're just saying that sword and shield in single combat has the advantage. Especially against the naginata. It's a formation tool a lot of times. It's fought with a bunch of people using them at the same time. So yes, it gives you the reach advantage, especially against the katana. The naginata will have the advantage. The daisho combination is good, although it doesn't have the complete defensive qualities of the shield. And the shield also has some offensive abilities as well with the same reach. So we give the sword and shield the advantage in those two scenarios.